Hi there. Schools were open last week in Ontario, and it looks like Ontario government finally going to allow businesses to open on a January 31st. This has been the longest lockdown in North America, and during this pandemic, a lot has changed. If your staff is working from home, they have gone through so many stressful changes and challenges at home, whether it's a health issue or social issues or dealing with the family issues. They've been already dealing with a lot of stressful events, and in changing their work environment, if you bring in staff back to office, it's going to add more stress to their routine. And as business leader, what can you do to lower either stress level for your staff or help them deal with some of those stressful challenges? In this video, I want to share 3 quick changes with you that happened during this pandemic, and these changes are not going back as if it was pre-COVID, and these changes will make a big impact on your business. I also want to share a quick insight with you. What can you do as a business leader to help your staff to deal with some of those challenges and lower stress levels for your staff? So here's the 3 changes I want to talk about that happened during this COVID, and these changes not going back as if it was pre-COVID, and these changes will make a big impact on your business. So the first change I want to talk about is a business process change. So whether you sell a product or services, during this pandemic, you had to change something about your, about your business, whether it's how to distribute your product, or either it's a customer service process, either your accounting process. You had to modify some of these processes to accommodate, the environment that we gone through during the COVID. And these changes were good for your business. They were good for your client. They were good for your customers to provide service or products. So these changes have changed your customers or client expectation from you. So these changes not going back, because a customer change expectation once they change, that's very hard to lower down those expectation again. So these changes not going to go back. So hopefully you documented this process, and as a staff coming back, or if you have to educate your staff, a new onboarding staff on it, you could take that information and help your staff to understand what changes have you gone through and how to deal with some of those changes. Number 2 item I want to talk about is the technology changes. During this pandemic, whether you stayed on top of technology changes, or whether you upgraded your system to stay on top of it, or whether you stayed back because the staff was not in office and you didn't have the resources to deal with it. But the fact is, a lot of changes happened in the technology world during this pandemic. A lot of software, new versions came out. Your computers upgrades came out, or many different, changes happened. While the pandemic was going on, technology company were not taking breaks. They were just working extra hard to add more value to the customers as you were doing that. So they have upgraded a lot of software. They have upgraded a lot of changes, and whether you're behind or you have to move faster to adopt those changes, or you already adopted the changes, you have to educate your staff to how to learn those changes and work with them. These changes happen during this pandemic, and you need to catch up on those changes, and definitely educate your staff or help them to deal with some of those changes that happened when they were aware or they were not in office. The third change happened, very, very important in a business, was a people change. A lot of business have the change in their environment, that a lot of people they were working before not the same anymore. Companies have gone through scaling up, scaling down, changing staff. They have gone through so many challenges. So the changes around people happened during this pandemic, and that change is not coming back. So there's so many changes. These are the 3 changes that happen in a business that are not coming back. First one again is a business process change. Second one is a technology changes, and the third one is people change. With all these changes, as a business leader, what can you do to help your staff? I want to share something with you that I've been using in my business, and I think it will also help you in your business as well. So the first thing you want to do is provide information. Hopefully when you make those changes to either technology or business process, or when people change, hopefully you documented some of the stuff. If you didn't have a time to document, you can simply create a simple document, but some sort of documentation that what changes you made and what impact it's going to have on a people, and share the documentation with your staff. It's nothing but, if the staff has to go through and dig out all the changes by themselves and learn, by themselves, the stress level goes much higher. And if you can share some sort of, give them a starting point and share some information with you in a piece of document, at least they have a starting point and they can ask follow-up question if they need more details. So the first step is provide some sort of documentation that changes you made in a business or technology or in a people. The second item you always want to do that is provide training. If the people change in a business or business process that you change is so significant, and also technology changes so much, you want to provide training for the people. Some sort of training, video training is much better, or some sort of documentation training, but provide training wherever people are. They're working from home, make a training available at home. If they're working from office, make training available in the office. So make sure the training is available, and it's not one of those boring old classroom training. Make sure the training is easy to digest, and your staff can take the training anytime they want, and they can understand all the changes you made in a business. Third item I want to mention is that you want to make sure the help is available to your staff as well. So even they're working in office or they're home, if they've gone through your documentation and they've gone through your training, and if they still have a question, if they need to get assistance from somebody, make sure people are available to help them out anytime they need help. So the documentation is available, training is available, but also human connection is always important. Or when somebody has a follow-up question, somebody is there to help them out, answer those questions, and walk them through. Especially with the time now, with so much stress, that the staff is dealing with, providing that help that anytime people need is going to be a key. People are not going to have a time sometimes read the documentation, or they have a try to time to go through training, but they have a question. So make sure the help is available, get them through the task at that point, and they can learn later on whenever they have a time. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and send us your feedback. And if you have any questions on the items I mentioned to you, and I look forward to your follow-up, and I look forward to helping you out. More than happy to walk you through and provide all the details that you need. I'm also going to include a couple of resources below this video as well. If you like this message, I think you're also going to like my discussion with Carolyn. Me and her had a discussion on my YouTube channel. The title is Lead the Conversation That Count. She also is an author of a book as well. The title, Lead the Conversations That Count. So I'm going to include her video as well. I think you will like my discussion with her. And the second is my discussion with Roberta Matuson. She also author of a book, Can We Talk? I'm going to include a link to her book as well. I think you will also enjoy my discussion with her as well. But these discussions are around the same topics that I just walk you through, the changes that had impact on a business, how to handle those conversations, how to handle those changes. So until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great day. We'll talk soon.